and welcome to Grenada and this update on what's happened to some of the boats we showed in the film from Carriacou last week.
Yeah, they've made it down, a lot of them, to Grenada now. It's a long day trip to get down here. It's about 33 miles. Susie had to be towed. The others, under their own steam, with what sail they had and what engine they had to get. But they're here in a place that's a bit safer now to get things done.
So we hope this is a good news story, and I can say I hope you like the film. This was the tangled mess of boats we filmed a week ago. Now, day by day, liveaboard homes are being recovered. Some more damaged than others. It's taken a team of volunteers and, of course, the boat owners themselves to get the recovery process going. Coordinated and funded by the charity Operation Cruisers Aid.
We started to see the devastation that happened to other boats like ours, people's homes, people's livelihoods, the fishermen, the cruisers, that sort of thing. Try and get as many of those boats out as we can, as quickly as can. And so to do that, we've already, got one crash pump there. We have another boat arriving with a float bag and a hookah hose and 5200 and, splash zone for doing quick repairs, patches to the outside, so that once the boats are lifted, they can at least be stable. And, ultimately it's on the boat owners to look after their own boats once we help lift them. But, they're all overwhelmed. Everybody up there is overwhelmed and trying to think, how do I pick my boat out of this ginormous conglomerate of 30 boats that are jammed together and stuck together like a really bad Jenga piece is just completely overwhelming. And so they need some people that aren't in that kind of super emotional state to try and help them move things forward. And it's not that, we're going to take responsibility for removing every single boat in the mangroves, but while we can get bodies and while we can raise money, we're going to do everything we can to try and help these people help themselves.
And the next stage is obviously to try and sort out all the problems with those boats. They took a real beating in there, all of them. So that means getting to a boat yard. The boat yard, obviously in Carriacou itself, has got its own problems with everything that fell over there and all that destruction that happened. So most are heading south to Grenada.
Yeah, so to Grenada or Trinidad. Grenada's a bit closer, so they're coming down here in any way they can. Most are motoring because masts have taken a beating. And that's certainly the case for Lou and Anthony, who we showed in the last video. They're here. They're trying now to work out what they're going to do. Are they going to lift the mast? We think that's probably the best idea for them. But also sorting out, in Lou's case, her new boat.
Yes. Yeah, got to work out what's there. And it's impossible to go up the mast at the moment because it's so wobbly. So that's why they're thinking of lifting it. But obviously it's all money. It's all a problem. Yeah, so have to see what they can do. And we'll follow some of the boats around.
But it's a better problem. Better than being stuck.
It is.
Lou was given this boat by a French couple who've given up cruising after the hurricane. There are some obvious signs of damage which will be relatively easy to fix. The real problem is the mast, which was a worry even on the trip down from Carriacou to Grenada.
The mast was going in a bow every wave, and I had to really try and slow it down by going a bit like a snake. We were thinking of fixing it while it was in place, but I think that's too dangerous, really.
It is possible. I think it's just a bit of a risk.
Yeah.
The riggers have seen it and they don't seem to want to go up it, and I don't blame them. And the other
and
guys
I don't want
know
him
it's
to
quite
go
dangerous. So it may be best to pull the mast.
Inside, Lou is slowly making the place feel comfortable.
Here is the inside.
It looks nice.
Really beautiful boat, yeah. That was their baby. They took care of it for 26 years, so.
And it's slowly coming back together. And you've got a cooker now. I believe you didn't have a cooker on your other boat.
I didn't have a oven. So it's the first thing we cooked. I was using the oven because I didn't have a oven.
Lou lost her own little pink boat in the Mangroves. She hopes to salvage it in time and give her away. Meanwhile, the sentimental items she could salvage have found a new home. I have to ask you, where is the spice rack that you rescued?
It's there. I did put my spices on it from my granddad. Yeah.
Susie's spirit yacht is another boat we showed in the last video. She'd been slowly sinking in the mud over the past 2 weeks. It took another 3 days to get her out of the mangroves. She is now back on the water, and Susie has brought Spirited Lady down to Grenada, where we caught up with her in Clark's Yard. Last time we saw you, you had just got back upright, and you'd identified a couple of holes.
Yes.
So how do you fix them?
Well, Cal from Windward, from one of the wonderful Windward Carriacou sloop builders, he fixed it. He used very thin ply to get the bend, cut up a fender and whatever it's called, Navitex is it? Whatever it's called, goop, and then nails. When he first mentioned nails 3 days before, I'm going like, nails? And then I was going, yeah, bang them in, which he did.
Yeah.
And then he put more goop on the other hole, which is under here, and yeah, it held.
So it held to come down here, so you're now in Grenada.
Yeah.
And how bad is it?
You can see, this is my life on a boat. You can see down there, I think the cushion, all these things, my clothes, the cushions, I showed you my nails, I think, last night. I have no nails, they've melted with the swamp, the very toxic, acidic mangrove.
Yeah.
My rings have gone black, my nails are gone. So I thought it was just the batteries, and when we disconnected the batteries, it'd be all right. But that black gloop, which got everywhere, and is still in many parts of the boat, is just eating away everything. Every bit of metal, every bit of cloth, every book, every chart.
And it comes from
every
the
dog
mangroves
bowl.
itself.
Yeah.
But these guys are doing a fantastic job. You have to just get everything out, don't you?
Yes. Today I'm a bit overwhelmed, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted and don't know where to begin. I haven't got the funds to do what needs doing, but let's hope that Sim will come tomorrow and look at the engine. We've filled it full of fuel. These guys are leaving tomorrow. They have to go back to their families and stuff. Every electrical item on the boat, the engine, the generator, everything you can imagine.
Yeah.
The prop shaft pulled out, so we'll have to take that out. There's a huge corrosion, again, which wasn't there on the P bracket. That'll have to come out. I don't know what state the sails are going to be in because they've been sitting in it as well. I don't know how corroded they're going to be.
So it is a massive refurb job, isn't it?
It is a massive.
Whichever way you look at it, and however much, it's lovely that you're upright again. It's not.
It is, but then you see it. It's a different stage, isn't it? We've saved her from that point of view, but we now have to try and save her into being a lovely, being my home again and being able to sail.
Oh, good luck.
I'm not going to cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry.
When I start, I don't think I'll ever stop, to be honest.
Most of you will also remember Jason.
It is insane. So it's a matter of time. Either a piece of mangrove is going to come through the hull, or that boat next to me is going to punch a hole. I'm fucking terrified. This is crazy. Yep, there's a crack. I'm punctured. I'm going to do something about that. And it's trickling through, but the bilge pump's keeping up. But the wind swung immediately 100 knots. Every boat has either sunk or it's gone to the other side of the anchorage. Natasha's mast has come down. It's lying in the water beside me, and it hit the windshield, which saved my life, I think.
Natasha is now in much better shape. You seem to be up and running almost.
Yep, hope to have her in the water in about a week and fix the holes. She had 2 big holes in it.
Yeah.
She was punctured right here. In the video that you've got,
Yeah.
You can see it's here. There's a hole that you can see it happen in the video.
Yeah.
That you've got, and that came through right here. It was just the neighbor's winch that kind of punctured. It seems to be the standard. Everybody has the same sort of damage, and yeah, it's.
How's your mast?
Mast is still in 2 pieces, sadly, lying over there.
Right.
Yeah, that I'm hoping to splice that. I'm going to try, because the new mast is just expensive and not available here. So
Yeah.
I'll try and splice it, and then I have to cut the sails down, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
that's you know, you make do. You kind of make it happen by hook or by crook.
And that last shocking picture that stays in my mind is of the crack up there in your windshield.
The windshield comes from a tuk-tuk, so I have to import one
Okay.
from Tanzania, where I built the boat. So yeah, so that'll take a while, but we'll get an original one in and fix that nicely. So.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you
well
very
done.
much. Yeah, but anyway, all is well that ends well, and
Yeah.
you know, once the mast is back together and she's in the water, you know, we reset and watch the weather more carefully.
Yeah, it's lovely to see Jason being so positive, because he took such a bashing during the hurricane, and he's almost there. The boat's almost ready to go back in the water. It's great.
Yeah, people and boats took a bashing. That's the thing. But at least with his boat, it's you know, it's fairly small, easy to get on top of. So you know, he's almost back in the water. That's great. But obviously, Susie is facing a much bigger task there. But really positive. She's doing it stage by stage, and you know, she will get there.
And up in Carriacou, Operation Cruiser's Aid are working hard. It is hard, and I think they are overwhelmed. That's the word that we've heard more than any other this past week. They're getting boats out one at a time. Everyone's being very supportive, and I just think, well, friendships are being made, put it that way. It's what you do in a crisis, pull together.
Yeah, it seems like a positive attitude up there, which is a real change from when we were there, where it was just fear, really, and people not knowing. So just that little bit of organisation has helped so much. So really well done to Operation Cruiser's Aid for stepping in and raising that money. So do support them.
Yeah, thank you to anyone who has given money, or indeed their own time, because that's the other thing. Cruises are going up now, and just spending a week there, being supportive, supplying food, water, and just general aid to people who are working so hard. It's nice.
And before we go, just one other thing we want to talk about, which is a nice little good news story. If you remember all the way back in episodes 101, 102, when we were in Lagos in Portugal, we followed the little MGGR boats, the mini globe race. This is the little 5.8 metre self-built plywood boats. We met all the skippers that were about to do their qualifier from Lagos down to the Canary Islands and then across to Antigua. We had a great time with them, great bunch of guys. And now there's a specific film about Keith, who's one of the contestants that built his own boat, got it down in the nick of time, it has to be said, wasn't it? It was amazing to set off. So we've interviewed him as well. But this film follows his whole journey. It's a really good watch. So we'll put a link to that in the description.
So hopefully you'll be able to watch them when they set off in February from Antigua. So thank you very much for watching this update video. Thank you very much to our patrons and to our subscribers, and thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.